You are the man who gave them the power to destroy themselves. And the world is not prepared.
Oppenheimer is simply put a masterpiece. Going into this movie, similar to Tenet, I was prepared to be confused, or not really understand what was going on, and after watching it now 2 times, I can say I didn't have that problem. This movie just pours and pours information at you for 3 hours straight, and at some point you would imagine that it gets boring, or at least excessive, but it doesn't. I would say as time goes on, it gets better and better even. Christopher Nolan is always known for being, quote, ahead of his time. So, with Oppenheimer, a movie based entirely in reality, I was wondering how he could do something different, how he could make this movie his own. Well, each scene, even in small office spaces, in a courtroom, or at Trinity, feels like you're in the middle of an action scene, even if it's just a dialogue. The way Nolan puts together timelines in and out of order to keep you guessing, the twists and turns the story takes, there are very few faults this movie has. Oppenheimer is, yes, a movie about Robert Oppenheimer and everything surrounding the creation of the atom bomb, but more specifically, it's a movie about humankind and how we will do anything to make ourselves look better or more powerful, even if it costs us everything. The movie explores this topic through Oppenheimer, having him slowly regret everything he's done, even before he's done it. Then as time goes on, it dwindling down more and more, peaking when he's giving his speech after the bombings have happened. We watch in real time as Oppenheimer slowly becomes more and more a shell of a person, ever since he saw the power they held by creating a bomb of this magnitude. When he talked to Einstein about it, his world died, shown in the movie by the atmosphere being burnt in flames, like what was theorized about. Oppenheimer believes that he has doomed the Earth, shown by his now infamous quote,
"Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
Something so powerful, it really lets us see inside his mind and know what he's feeling. In the movie, the best instance of this is back after the bombs have dropped when giving his speech. He sees what it would be like to be where the bombs dropped. Bright, overexposed lights, then nothing but ash. He gets so disoriented afterwards, we don't even know what's real. He steps into this empty, burnt ash body and keeps going while everyone around him views him as the hero. It's fucked up. The acting is on another level. It's a given that this movie will win a ton of Oscars. Cillian Murphey deserves Best Actor, and Robert Downey Jr. deserves Best Supporting Actor. He was amazing in it, honestly. Emily Blunt was great too. Florence Pugh was great as always. Such a devastating role that I wish we got more of. Matt Damon was Matt Damon. I don't really know what else to say about him. I never got engaged with his character because he was just too much of himself, if that makes sense. Oh, and Josh Peck was there. Oppenheimer's cinematography was great too. Every shot had such a purpose. Sweeping shots over landscapes, rack focuses, really everything you could want for this movie. It matched the tone so well. The soundtrack was fantastic as well. Funny thing is, there's barely any scenes in the movie where there isn't some type of music playing. It'll go from absurdly loud to almost completely quiet at times, as Christopher Nolan likes to do. Occasionally, the music is almost too loud, drowning out the sound of dialogue, but I only noticed that once, so it didn't really bug me. The music throughout the movie almost felt like its own character. It impacted the story so greatly. Something that may have been difficult for people is if you have no knowledge of who Oppenheimer was, or if you really didn't know anything about this. The movie just kind of starts right away and just goes for it, with Oppenheimer in school then working his way up. If you didn't know anything about him, or at least what happens later in the movie, you may be completely lost, or at least have a hard time understanding. So, is this Nolan's best movie? That's hard to say so soon. Every time he releases something, I always want to say it's his next best thing. But this movie is just that good. It makes 3 hours feel like nothing, and you're on the edge of your seat the whole time. Each scene is just so greatly crafted. The acting is phenomenal, and the cinematography, or just footage as a whole, is beautiful and dark. And for a movie that's almost entirely composed of dialogue, to make it feel so seamless and action-packed is not a small achievement. This movie takes the best of every world and puts it into one. But let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Disagree? Who knows?